everyone. Welcome back to Glow with K-Beauty. I'm your host, Jody, and today we're diving into a topic that might just change the way you think about your skincare routine. Let's be honest, most of us try to take care of our skin. We wash our face, use our favorite products, maybe even splurge on serums or sheet masks. But sometimes, even with the best intentions, we're doing more harm than good. In today's episode, we're talking about bad habits that are secretly ruining your skin and how to break them for good. Are you skipping sunscreen on cloudy days? Washing your face more than twice a day? Sleeping with makeup on just this once? Yep, we're going there. We'll also chat about things you might not even realize matter, like not cleaning your pillowcase regularly, using too many active ingredients at once, and ignoring your neck and hands in your routine. And guess what? It's not just about what you put on your face. Stress, lack of sleep, and a poor diet can also show up on your skin in ways you might not expect. Don't worry, this isn't about judgment. It's about small, doable changes that can help your skin heal, glow, and thrive. So grab your coffee, settle in, and let's uncover the sneaky habits that might be holding your skin back. You're listening to Glow with K-Beauty, and this is Bad Habits That Are Ruining Your Skin. Subscriptions, likes, and notification settings are small acts of kindness that give strength and courage to the hosts of the podcast. Please do so. Part 2 will follow soon, with Leslie and Eric sharing their findings from their field reporting. Stay tuned! Let's jump in.
You've shared some really great sources with us about skin health, and today we're doing a deep dive into insights that might just, completely change how you think about your daily skin routine. We're going to challenge some, long-held beliefs and reveal what's really good for your skin.
Yeah, what's really striking here is how many habits we have, things we think of as clean or beautiful, are actually, causing more harm than good.
Right.
So our mission today is to kind of unpack these really ingrained habits and look at the surprising science behind genuinely healthy skin.
And we've got a fantastic stack of sources for this. A really insightful video, some solid research, personal notes too. We're going to uncover common skincare habits you might want to reconsider. So what does this all mean for your daily routine? Let's explore.
Okay, kicking us off.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the most widespread beliefs in skincare, it's especially common for women, often tied to putting on makeup, right?
Yeah.
This idea that we have to remove dead skin cells. But our sources suggest this. This common practice might actually be bad for us. That's a really crucial point. The core message is pretty profound, actually. Keratin, which makes up those dead skin cells, it isn't meant to be removed. It's meant to be protected. It's, your skin's essential protective barrier. Think of it like roof tiles on a house.
Okay.
Even if a tile is cracked or looks a bit rough, it's much better to leave it than to just rip it off completely before new one is naturally ready, right?
Right.
When skin is unhealthy, these cells can get raggedy instead of being smooth like fish scales, nicely stacked.
So when our skin feels rough, that's not necessarily a sign we need to scrub it off. What should we do instead?
Exactly. I mean, think about a scab on a wound. It's a powerful analogy. If you pick off that scab, what happens? It slows down healing, it can cause scarring, and it thins the skin underneath. Exfoliation is kind of like picking off that protective layer. That keratin layer also acts like your skin's, let's say, border fence. It's the first line of defense.
A border fence. I like that analogy. It's very vivid.
Yeah. And removing it, it leaves your skin incredibly vulnerable.
Vulnerable? How? Can you elaborate a bit on what happens when that fence is, taken down by scrubbing?
Well, your skin, it naturally renews itself about every 28 days. But when you artificially remove that keratin layer, you force your skin into this problematic speeded up cycle. It starts producing what we could call defective keratin in maybe just a week, because it's rushing, scrambling to replace that protection.
Wow.
So it creates this kind of vicious cycle of rough, unhealthy skin instead of letting the natural, healthy process happen.
And that soft feeling people get right after exfoliating.
Yeah, that feeling of softness.
Yeah.
It's misleading. It's simply because you're touching the living, sensitive cells underneath, which are now exposed and, vulnerable.
Right.
Think about naturally soft areas like your lips or eyelids. They naturally have very thin keratin layers, or none at all. That's different.
The sources also mention something interesting. that a noticeable percentage of patients, especially, when skin gets drier after October, they're actually coming in for problems caused by overexfoliation.
Exactly.
It really highlights the maybe commercial side of these habits.
Indeed. Look, not doing it at all is the ideal. But if you feel you absolutely must, maybe for a big event or something, doing it very occasionally, say once a month, that's far less harmful than doing it every day. It's a bit like drinking alcohol moderation versus excess, you know?
That's a good comparison.
Okay.
Let's move on, because this next topic, this might hit home for a lot of people, especially if you love that squeaky clean feeling after a shower or bath.
Yes.
We're talking about bathing and specifically vigorous body scrubbing.
Right. Let me be very clear here. Scrubbing your body vigorously, like with those rough towels, it damages your skin. Period.
Damages it how?
It strips away that protective keratin layer we just talked about. This leads to things like dry dermatitis, and it makes your skin more susceptible to, well, everything, even mosquito bites.
Mosquito bites, real.
Think about it. Babies have thinner keratin, right? They tend to get bitten more often than adults. And where do you almost never get bitten?
Palms of your hands, soles of your feet.
Exactly, because those areas have really thick keratin. It's another layer of protection.
Wow, I never made that connection. Keratin as mosquito repellent.
Sort of. And when it comes to showering itself, keep it short. Aim for just 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes tops. If you have long hair you need to wash, that's really enough.
5 minutes, that's surprisingly short for many people's routine.
It is, but it's sufficient.
Yeah.
And water and soap. You really only need soap for specific oily areas: head, armpits, groin area, maybe upper torso.
Right.
And soaking in bathtubs. Look, I know it can feel good for joints, maybe if you have arthritis or something, but just soaking your whole body in a tub for a long time, generally it's detrimental to your skin health.
But why do we have this urge to scrub so hard? I mean, many of us grew up thinking this was essential for cleanliness. You mentioned you have some personal experiences that shed light on this.
Oh, definitely. I mean, when I was a child back in the 1960s, my family, like so many others then, lived in, well, extreme poverty. Hygiene was very different. I remember using things like pumpkin leaves or torn newspaper as toilet paper. Only 2 sheets allowed.
Wow.
Bathhouses were a luxury. A real luxury. Going just a few times a year meant you were maybe middle class. Weekly visits, that was for the wealthy. My own mother used to criticize women who went too often, saying they were ruining the household.
That's such a stark contrast to how we think about bathing today.
It really is. And this leads to what I sometimes call the poverty memory behind that really intensive body scrubbing, often using what's known in Korea as the Italian towel, which, it's funny, Italian doctors have no idea what it is. The traditional ritual, it was intense. It involved 3 stages. First, you'd soak for a long time, maybe 10, 15 minutes, to really loosen the dead skin. Then you'd scrub like crazy to get off the gray dirt. Then you'd soak again. Then scrub again to get off the white dirt, soak again, and then maybe a final light scrub with soap.
That sounds exhausting.
It was. But the point was, you were trying to get your money's worth from this rare, expensive bathhouse visit. And that memory, that habit, it seems to have carried over. People still scrub like that now, even with daily showers at home. It just leads to constant skin damage.
So it's like a habit disconnected from the original reason.
Exactly. It's like this. If you smoke for 20 years, your lungs get ruined, right?
Sure.
If you scrub your skin like that intensely, for 20 years, your skin gets ruined. It's damaged. With modern home showers, really, public bathhouses aren't a necessity for hygiene anymore for most people.
So that feeling, that super clean feeling after a really long, intense scrub, it might actually be your skin signaling distress, being stripped and damaged, not healthier.
Precisely. It's like the temporary pleasure from alcohol or drugs feels good in the moment, but causes long-term harm. It definitely makes you rethink what clean really means for your skin.
Okay, let's shift a bit. What about those really persistent rough spots, like, darkened elbows or those dry, cracked heels people get? Many just assume, oh, it's dead skin, got to scrub it off.
Yeah.
But you have a different take on the causes, right?
Yes, and it's often surprising. A very common root cause for thickened skin, especially on elbows, and sometimes other areas too, is actually poor posture.
Posture? How does posture affect your elbows?
Well, it's about the body always tending to choose comfort over maybe long-term health. Think about that turtleneck posture people get from looking at screens or slouching in chairs.
Right.
These habits put strain on your spine, sure, but they can also indirectly affect your skin by creating constant pressure points, like resting your elbows on a desk all day if you slouch.
Okay, that makes sense. Constant pressure.
Exactly. Now, for actually dealing with that thickened keratin, there's a simple, widely available solution: urea cream.
Urea
Cream. Yes. It's great because it softens the keratin. It allows it to naturally just fall off over time. And for really thick areas, it even provides a kind of mild exfoliating effect, but without actually damaging the skin like scrubbing does.
That's a really interesting link between posture, comfort, and skin. We often forget how interconnected everything is. What about cracked heels specifically? Is that also posture?
With thickened heels, it's usually a few different things. It is quite common in women after menopause due to natural aging changes.
Okay.
But in younger people, say in their 20s or 30s, it's almost certainly athlete's foot, a fungal infection.
Athlete's foot causes cracked heels.
Very often, yes. And this is crucial. Please don't try home remedies like grinding or filing them down. That just spreads the fungus literally everywhere in your house: carpets, bedding, bathroom.
Oh, wow. Okay. Good warning.
It can also sometimes be a lingering thing from having atopic dermatitis as a child. So, multiple possibilities.
This really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Are we often just treating symptoms, maybe mistaking them for the actual cause, and then using solutions that actually make the underlying problem worse?
That happens a lot.
It really seems like seeking comfort, or the easy fix, can sometimes work against our overall health. So if we shouldn't be scrubbing away our skin's protection, what should we be doing day to day? For cleansing, for moisturizing? You make a really compelling case that maybe simplicity is the best way.
Absolutely. The main goal of cleansing, remember, is just to remove excess sebum. That's oil plus dirt and makeup. It's not about stripping the skin bare.
Okay.
And honestly, the best cleanser is often just a basic facial soap. A good moisturizing one, like say Dove soap is a good example.
Yeah.
Perfectly adequate. Its high moisturizing content does mean it dissolves fast if you leave it wet, but it's gentle.
Okay. Simple soap. But what about that tight feeling after washing? So many people think that means their skin is dry and they need heavier creams.
Ah, yes. That's a huge misconception. If your skin feels tight after washing, that's actually a sign that the sebum has been effectively removed. People with naturally oily skin types often feel this more intensely simply because they had more oil to begin with, but they mistakenly think, oh no, my skin is dry. That feeling is usually a sign of proper cleansing, not damage.
That changes everything for oily skin types.
It does. And for body cleansing, again, simple. You only really need to apply soap to the areas that produce more oil. Generally head, armpits, groin, maybe the upper chest and back.
And the rest. Legs, arms.
Most of the rest of your body can get perfectly clean with just water. Sweat is water soluble. Remember, you don't need soap everywhere unless you're actually dirty.
Okay. And makeup removal. The ads make it seem like you need these super specific, sometimes quite harsh removers.
Well, yeah, advertising often tells us makeup is good for skin, but then, paradoxically, that you need to aggressively remove it. Makes you wonder, if it's so good, why the rush to get it off?
Uh-huh. Good point.
Now, specialized makeup removers are formulated to break down specific things in makeup, often those talc-based powders, and they're usually mildly acidic, kind of like skin itself. That's fine.
Yeah.
But personally, I still follow up with a gentle soap wash afterwards, just to make absolutely sure all the oil and residue from the remover in the makeup is gone.
Okay. Thorough but gentle. And moisturizers. Do we need fancy, expensive ones?
Honestly, you really don't need anything special. Basic, everyday moisturizers are usually perfectly sufficient. A lot of the hype around complex, expensive products is driven by advertising, creating a need that often isn't really there.
It really sounds like for skincare, less is very often more. The more you kind of interfere, the more you mess with your skin's natural balance,
Yeah.
the more you might actually be working against its health.
That's basically the golden rule. Don't overdo it. Honestly, touching your skin more often generally tends to damage it more. Just
Yeah.
letting nature take its course is often the best approach for health. Think about people who live in very arid regions like deserts or places like Mongolia. They traditionally don't wash nearly as often as we do, right? But they often have fewer skin problems.
That's true.
It suggests that a lot of our excessive cleaning is more about social custom, maybe about avoiding body odor, than it is about actual skin health needs. So, just to quickly summarize the key takeaways for you from our deep dive today. First, do not remove those dead skin cells. That keratin is out to protect you. It's vital.
Right. Protect, don't remove.
Second, keep showers short, like 5 to 10 minutes max, and avoid just soaking for ages in a bath.
Short showers. Got it.
Third, please refrain from that aggressive body scrubbing with rough towels. It really does damage your skin's defenses.
No harsh scrubbing. Okay.
Fourth, you only really need to use soap on the parts of your body that actually produce oil. The rest is usually fine with water.
Soap only where needed. Makes sense.
And finally, number 5. Recognize that many common skin issues are actually caused by, well, overtreatment, by bad habits, maybe rooted in our cultural past, or just seeking convenience rather than what your skin genuinely needs.
Wow. This deep dive has seriously challenged so many things we've just accepted about skincare. It really feels like a shortcut to being genuinely well-informed on this. And that idea that common sense isn't always correct, or that what feels convenient or super clean might actually lead to poorer health.
That's a really powerful thought.
It is. And maybe here's a final thought for you to ponder. If people say the eyes are the windows to your soul, well, maybe your skin is the border fence protecting your entire being. How much trust do you actually put in that natural border? And how much are you interfering with it, maybe based on habits you just inherited, rather than listening to what your skin truly needs?
That's a great question to end on. Thank you so much for letting us take this deep dive into your sources today. We really hope this has given all of you listening plenty to think about for your own skin health journey.